YouTube channel Math with Jeeva. Again, this is a continuation lesson of area and perimeter topic. Today we are going to talk about circles and sector of a circle, and we are going to learn how to find the outer distance or as the distance around a circular shape. Right. So before coming to this lesson, it's better to watch area and perimeter video number 5 and 6, because there I have talked about area of a circle, area of different sectors of circles, and area of compound figures with sectors of circles. So it's better if you can watch those two videos, video number 5 and 6, before coming to this, because it's easier for you to understand this. Right. So let's come back to this. What is this? It is a full circle. Now children, can you remember what is this? This is the center. I explained these terms in video number 5. So this is the center of the circle. And can you remember a special name I gave you, this outer boundary? Normally in other shapes, outer boundary or else the distance around that shape, 2D shape, we call the perimeter. But I told you in circles that outer boundary or the distance around this shape, we gave another term. Can you remember? Circumference. Can you remember? So this is the circumference and this is the center and the distance between, yes, this one. From the center to the circle, any point of the on the circumference, we name it as what? Can you remember? Yes, it is the radius. Right. The distance from the center to any point on the circumference, we call it radius r. And can you remember, I gave you a special formula to find the area of a circle, and the same way I am going to give you a formula to find the circumference. Now you know, in a square, how do you find the perimeter? You add all these sides together, right? Then in a rectangle, how do you find the perimeter? You want to add all these sides together. In a triangle, how do you find? You want to add all three sides together. In a parallelogram, in a trapezium, whatever the shapes we have discussed so far, square, rectangle, then triangles, parallelogram, trapeziums, what you want to do to find the perimeter, you want to add all sides together. But children, now look at this. How can you do that in a circle? For that, you want to have a separate formula, right? The formula to find the circumference or else the perimeter. We don't use the term perimeter for circles. The outer distance, the boundary distance around that circular shape, we call it circumference. So we use C for circumference. How do you find the formula? It is 2 phi r. Now you know these terms. Phi, the value we use most of the time, 22/7. And r, it is the radius, 2 phi r. Now you know these terms. That is why I don't discuss these things again and again, because I have discussed these terms in video number 5. Right. So this is a circle and the outer boundary, the length or the distance of the outer boundary we call not the perimeter, special term we use circumference. How do you find the circumference of a circle? The formula is 2 phi r. Children, now I am going to have another formula from this. Now look at this. C equals 2 times phi times r. Instead of 2 phi r, I expanded it 2 times phi times r. Then look at this. 2 times r times phi. What is that? I just changed their position. 2 phi r, I expanded it 2 times phi times r. Then I just change their position 2 times r times 5. Now children, look at this. 2 times r. What do you know about 2 times r? We know it's equal to what? Yes, diameter, right? So 2 times r or else 2 times radius is diameter. So what you can do, you can write C equals, instead of 2r, now I write d times 5. The way familiar for us is, instead of d5, 5d. Now, can you understand? C equals 2 pi r. That is the formula to find the circumference of a circle. And I found another formula, right? From this, 2 pi r, 2 times 5 times r. Then I just changed their positions. Then 2 times r. 2 times r is equal to d. Then d times 5. Then I wrote it as 5d. So these are the two formulas you can use to find the circumference of a circle. Either 2 pi r or 5d. So depending on the information you have available, depending on the information available with you, you can use either 5d or 2 pi r. Hope understood, right? So either you can use 5d or 2 pi r depending on the available information. In the exam they have given about r, then you can go for 2 pi r. Let's say they have given the diameter value, then straight away you can go to the 5d. But can you remember when we were finding area of circles, when they have given radius, yes, we could be able to use that formula straight away, 5r square. But sometimes they have given diameter value. Then what happened to us? We had to calculate the radius from the diameter value. We know the radius value is half of the diameter value. So we had to calculate it, and then only we could be able to apply that radius value to 5r squared formula. But here you have an opportunity, whatever the information available with you, either diameter value or the radius value, you can use 2 5r formula or 5d formula. You have two formulas to find the circumference of a circle. Hope everybody understood it. Right. So let's move to the next part. Now look at this. What is this? So this is a circular shape. Now what is this? It's a half circle. Now tell me, how do you find? So let's say this is my land. Now I want to find the outer boundary to have a fence. The earlier very beginning I used that example. So about the fence and about my land. Now I have a half circle shaped land. Now I want to have a fence around it. Tell me, what is this? From here to here, what is this, children? This part. It's a half circle, right? Now tell me, how do you find the length from this place to this place? Tell me. Now, we don't use the term circumference because the circumference is the full circle. Here, from here to here and here to here, the full length around this shape, we use the normal term, that is perimeter. Now tell me, not the perimeter, but tell me, what is this distance, children? I write it like this. 2 pi r divided by 2. Am I correct? Yes. Why? Because this is a half circle. I know full circle, it is 2 pi r. Here I don't have a full circle. I have half circle. So to find the length from here to here, right? 2 pi r divided by 2. Now, is it enough to find the perimeter of this type of shape? Tell me, children. Now I want to have a fence, right? If I measure this value and I am going to the hardware and take iron bars to this length, is it okay? Can I have the full fence around my land? No, because I forgot to measure this part. Now can you understand? So if you measure only this part and you are talking about perimeter of this shape is 2 pi r divided by 2, then what happened? You are going to cover only this side, then what happened? Cows will be coming to your land because this is open, right? So to close this side also, you want to measure this side. Children, now tell me, look at the image carefully. Tell me what is this length. Can you guess? This is R, this is R. What is that? How I told it like that? Because this is the full circle. Can you remember? Full circle, this is the center and this is half of it. And from here to here, the length is R. From this center to this point, it is R. Then I found this length as 2 pi R over 2. Then I want to add this R and this R. R plus R. Okay? Now can I simplify this? Yes. 2 times 1, 2 times 1. It is 5R plus R plus R. It is 2R. This is for what? So this is the perimeter of a half circle. Hope everybody understood. Full circle circumference is 2 pi r, or else you can write 5d. Okay? 2 pi r or 5d. Half circle, how do you find 5r plus 2r? Can you have another term for this? It can be 5r plus d. Is it correct? Is it correct, children? Yes, why? 2r is equal to d. Again I repeat, if you couldn't understand, this is a half circle. Now I want to have a fence around my land. For that I want to find the length from here to here, and from here to here I want to find, right? So how can I find the length of this side? It is half circle. Full circle, it is 2 pi r. As it is half, I divided it by 2. Then I want to cover not only this side, I want to cover this side also to cover it fully. Otherwise, cows will be coming to my land. So I don't want to do that. Don't want to have it. So I want to cover this part. What is that? R plus R. I wrote it. That is 2R. Instead of 2R, I wrote D. Hope everybody understood how to get the perimeter of a half circular shape. So either 5R plus 2R or else 5R plus D. Okay. Perimeter is either 5R plus 2R or perimeter is 5R plus D. Clear? Right. Now let's move to quarter circle. Again, now you have this type of shape, quarter circle. Again, let's say this is my land. I want to cover this land. To have a fence, how can I start? I start from here. From this point to this point, what is that length? It's a quarter circle. Okay? Full circle, it is 2 pi r. As I have a quarter, I want to divide it by 4. Right? Here I divided it by 2. It is a half circle. Here it's a quarter circle. So I divided it by 4. Then it's from here to here. But it's not enough to cover my land. I want to get this length, which is R, and I want to get this length again, which is R. So that means R plus R. Now I can simplify this. 2 times 1, 2 times 2, it is 5R divided by 2 plus 2R. Hope everybody understood. Okay. So this is a quarter circle. I want to find the perimeter of this quarter circle shape. How can I find? From here to here, it's a quarter circle. Full circle, I know it is 2 pi r, and I divided it by 4 because it's a quarter, and it is not enough to cover the full land. I want to get the length of this side and this side. This is r and this is r. Then I added r and r. R plus r is 2r. Then 2 pi r divided by 4. After simplifying, you get 5r divided by 2. Another way to write this, look at this. 5r over 2 plus d, because 2r equal to d. Hope everybody understood. So, perimeter of this shape then, perimeter is 5r over 2 plus 2r. Another term, 5r over 2 plus d. Look at the board carefully. Full circle, circumference 2 5r over 5d. Half circle, perimeter. Now we don't use the term circumference. Perimeter, it is 5r plus 2r or 5r plus d. And this is a quarter circle. Again, we can use the term perimeter. How do you find the perimeter of a quarter circle? 5r divided by 2 plus 2r, or else 5r over 2 plus d. Hope you understood all three scenarios. Now let's move to a sector. Then how do you find the perimeter of such a sector? Now look at this. Again, we don't know the value, we call it as theta, right? So it is a part of the circle, we call it a sector. If so, what is this length? It is r. And what is this length? It is r. Children, can you remember the way I explained in area? So sectors, area, look at this. Full circle, it is 360 degrees. 360 degrees covers 2 pi r. Okay. Full circle, circumference, there are 360 degrees. If it is 1 degree, what happens? 2 pi r divided by 360. Can you remember I told you? It is not 1 degree. Here it is theta degree. Then what do I want to do? 2 pi r over 360 multiplied by theta. This is what I found, children. Only this part. Look at this. Only this part. What is that? 2 pi r over 360 multiplied by theta. But is it enough to find the area of this sector? No. We want to cover the full shape. For that, we want to add this r and this r separately. Clear? Okay. Then what you want to do? Perimeter of this equal to 2 pi r multiplied by theta degrees divided by 360. It's a separate thing. For that, you want to add r plus r, that is 2r. Or else you can write P equals to 2 pi r multiplied by theta over 360 degrees plus d, right? Or else you can have 5d times theta degrees 360 here plus d, right? So whatever the formula you are going to use, this is the perimeter of a sector of a circle. Hope everybody understood this, right? Next video we are going to find the area of perimeter of compound figures with sectors. Because video number 6 we covered area of compound figures with sectors. Here we talk about circles, circumference, perimeter of sectors. Now next video we are planning to cover perimeter of compound figures with sectors. So this is very relevant for grade 10 and 11 students, especially national syllabus. If you are a students who are doing national, Sri Lankan national syllabus, grade 10 and 11 students, this is very important for you to find. First of all, you want to identify this and watch the next video. It is about the perimeter of compound figures with sectors. I told them very slowly because this is very important to emphasize you, especially upper grade students. Right. Children, we talk about circles, sectors of circles and circumference 25R or 5D. Then we talk about half circles, then quarter circles. Then finally we talk about sectors like this and how to find the distance around those types of shapes. Okay, we'll meet again with the continuation of the same lesson. See you children, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel Math with Jiva. Now you know it very well. You can share it. To be a math master, join with me, Math with Jiva. See you children.